everybody, welcome to my channel. This is Amy. Tonight I'm going to be showing you how to make a really cute floral arrangement with using round brushes, and I'm going to be using a number 6 round brush by Princeton and a flat brush, number 10. It's a plaid one-stroke brush, and one of my fine line nail polish, or not nail polish, but nail brushes, and a Scruffy Brush, which is a 1/4 inch Scruffy Brush, along with a dotting nail stylus, or however you want to reference it. I am using Thicket, Fresh Foliage, Wicker White, Magenta, Engine Red, and last but not least, Licorice. Alright, we're going to go ahead and get started. The first thing I'm going to do is start doing the flower part, and just going to be randomly putting in and doing strokes. This is kind of a layered, I don't even know how to describe it, just a fun funky flower to paint using the Magenta, the Wicker White, and the Fire Engine Red. So I'm just going to be, again, just stroking in just these random holes of color and different levels, because you want it to be kind of spiky, just kind of fun. And then going in like that with just little strokes to close up the center. And I want it to be more like it's I guess it's fully open per se, but it's really not a full round flower. Do a lot of little strokes like that. Again, this is just a fun layered flower. Not anything really too difficult. I like to create designs that are really easy. Still, you know, fun and pretty, but yet easy enough for many to paint. It's a very low level of skill needed. I'm just going across it like this. And you just keep working it until you feel like you've hit the right look. You know, whatever you're satisfied with. Alright, and then I'm going to move on to the next one. I'm going to do just a smaller version right here, down below it. And again, it's going to be kind of similar to that one, just maybe a little bit smaller, tad bit smaller. I hope you like this. If you have any ideas on things you'd like to see me paint, please make a comment down below. I would really love to hear from you. If you have any questions about this video, also place them down below. But I'd love to hear from you, even if you stop by and say, hey, that would be awesome. I'm going to put in some more red here. I want to make it a little bit more ruffly because I definitely don't want it to be, you know, where the petals are all the same length. They need to vary. And I'm kind of putting these in like this so that's kind of laid in sideways. If you notice. And maybe tag in some more white around the center. These are fun. I've really enjoyed painting these. Been a lot of fun doing this design. Alright, so then the next thing I'm going to do is do more along the line of your typical not opened flower, maybe a bud if you want to consider it a bud. Again, it's doing all the same layerings with the Fire Engine Red, the Magenta, and the Wicker White. And just, again, working it to where you're happy with the way it looks. And I just want these to kind of be out there, but not real set as far as being certain heights. A little more whimsical. And you can find yourself maybe working a little bit too much. I'm going to stop right there. I'll keep working it. Alright, so then I'm going to go up here and even do a smaller one. I don't want it to be too big. Just want it to be small. And I'm not really going to say that there's a certain way that you have to put the paints on. Typically, I was starting with the magenta, then the red or the magenta, and then some of the white. But I just keep layering it, you know, so it doesn't really matter because I'm layering it so much which one I really start with. It doesn't matter. Okay, and then I'm going to do one last one because I like to do odds, and any of you who watch my videos know that that's important to me. And this too is going to be a bud. And I'm doing this on a porcelain platter. I use the glassware that I use for my videos, I reuse. So just so you're aware that that's why you're seeing a lot of the similar glassware in my videos, is because I rotate them from one day to the next. Because I'm trying to do as many videos as I can in a week, you know, from 5 to 6 videos. I'm really concentrating on this. Yeah, I was strictly kind of doing the wine glasses, but I gotta sell them. I just have so many. I don't have room for all of them. Alright, the next thing I'm going to do, and hopefully I have it here, is take my Scruffy Brush, and I'm just going to slowly place it into the black. It's all black. I'm not double loading it or anything. And then I'm just going to come into the center of each of the opened or partially opened flowers and tap in my centers. Now it's great if they have a ruffly edge. I want them to do that because of the next part that I do. That actually helps me get the look, achieve the look I'm trying to get, because I'm not just tapping it in. And I like to try to make it more rounded looking if possible, or as rounded as I can. And then I'm going to take the little liner brush that I showed you and continue just doing some little strokes, pulling out away. And with the paint being wet, I could actually take that to my advantage and pull from the center and pull these out. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. And I try to mention this on all my videos. I am a left-handed painter, so if you are right-handed, you might have to go the opposite direction from what you're seeing me do in order to create a design, which is fine. You know, you don't have to do it exactly like me. If you're finding that to be difficult, that might be the reason. So basically when I'm creating a design, if I go start to the left and you're right-handed, you might start to the right and go around when you're creating leaves or flower petals. Okay, so I have these out. Alright, I like that. I'm going to stop with that. Take my dotting stylus, hit it into the white, and then I'm going to just go around and start dotting. And re-tipping it out, tipping it in. You can hit a lot of dots. If you just want to do a little bit, that's fine. I'm trying to make them a little bit different sizes. And you just don't put as much pressure if you're trying to get different size dots. Alright, oops, I keep wanting to tip it into the black, which that won't help. You won't be able to see it. Again, I'm just going around it and just lightly tipping it in. Alright, I'm going to stop at that. The next thing I'm going to do is work on the greenery, which I am using the the Thicket, the fresh foliage, and then I'm also touching in some of the, just on one side, into the Wicker White. And I'm going to just, this is going to be like a, I want to say like a branch with flowers on it. It's not going to be individual. It's going to be like I picked a branch off and I have all these flowers on this branch, if that makes sense. Okay, just pulling it over, and you can work this however you want it. But this is what I've decided is I'm going to make it like it's a, you know, branch of flowers instead of individual ones. And I'm just attaching these with just a quick little, kind of almost like a V shape. Not quite a V shape, but all of these are going to have to be put in because they're all separated and part of the branch. I just want to make sure it's dark enough. And then I can go just like directly into that one, directly down into this one. And I like to, when I'm working on these and making my attaching them to the branch or to the stems, and just keep working them to get the look you want. And you're always welcome to turn your brush around once you load it, because you'll have a different color if you're double loading it on the opposite side, which might help you in blending and attaching, you know, making it look more natural. I'm just going to keep working on these. go. This is pretty easy. I think it's pretty, but it's very simple. I don't know why that, oh, I got a little water on there. I was like, why is that wet? Alright, so I'm going to continue on. I'm going to start putting some leaves in. Now the leaves that I'm doing for this project are very simple leaves. Basically they're kind of like doing the little one stroke one, but I'm going to put some wave into them. I wish I had some paper towel. My plate, I didn't realize it was wet down here. Yeah, when you clean off your glassware, just make sure it's dry before you start painting on it. I mean, mine, I didn't clean this today, so I didn't even think of it being wet. But unfortunately, it was running a little bit, but it's okay. Alright, so with this, I'm going to put my little stem in it, little vein kind of deal, make it hook. And then I'm going to go through the vein to remove, make it look more natural. Alright, so over here, I'm just going to bring it down a little bit, push it down, and then just kind of bring it up and wiggle it. And you can go over it if you feel the need, which I do. So I'm going to go over it. Press it down, you can wiggle it around. And if you feel like you need to fill it in a little more, you can do that too. As you know, if you follow my videos, I do like my painting to be more opaque. So having it to where it's not is not okay with me. I'm going to put a little more green in there. Bring that down a little bit. And pull my little stem in. And then do the same up here. And that's one advantage when you're working with glass, like in this type of a situation, is that if you make a mistake or you're not happy with it, guess what? All you have to do is clean it off and start again. And for the most part, it's very easy to fix things if you aren't happy with how something looks. Again, if you totally don't like it, you can just completely wipe it off. And I really don't want that in the next flower, because it's okay to overlap too if you want. On this one though, I'm not really looking to do that at this point. I just want it to be right above it. And there is a little difference between painting on paper and painting on glass when you're sliding across it. Sometimes it's not as easy to get the look that you're trying for. So don't get frustrated with it, just keep working it. I'm going to do one up here. I pulled a little bit of the red, which is fine. It's okay to pull color. You're doing wet on wet, that's a very astute possibility that you are going to pull some color from underneath whatever you're painting over. Okay. And there, with this painting, there's not a lot of steps, which is good. We're almost finished. And with these leaves, I put a lot of leaves in mine a lot of times. If you don't like a lot of leaves, then leave them out. Or just minimize them and go on. You just kind of stroking in the colors, and then you're laying it down, kind of lifting it up and just wiggling it a little bit and creating the leaves. You want wiggle leaves. Thinner, not the regular wiggle leaves like I normally would do on a lot of my projects. And if you find you want to switch the brush into a thinner brush, smaller brush, you know, have at it. Feel free to do so. I am just going to go like this and just keep going. The main thing when you're painting on glass, make sure that you clean it before you paint on it. And that when if you're baking it, because this paint that I'm using, I use FolkArt Enamels and Multi-Surface, does not require baking. I do try to bake most of mine, but if for some reason you are not baking it, or that you are baking, excuse me, you want to make sure that you always place glass in a cold oven, then start it and do the preheating part of it. Reason being is any quick temperature change that will cause glass to break. Once you've been working on a project, you're not going to want to put it in there and have it break. You're going to want to allow it to be in there cold and give it that opportunity to warm up slowly by preheating the oven. I do add my bake time to my time that the manufacturer recommends that the glass be baked. And with the FolkArt Enamels and Multi-Surface, that is 30 minutes at 350 degrees. If you decide you don't want to bake it, maybe you don't have an oven, I have an extra oven actually that bought for that purpose. If you don't have that and you want to let them air dry, that's fine. Allow it to air dry. They say typically 21 days for it to be completely cured. That does not mean that you can't use it or touch it. It just means that you need to treat it like fine china and handle it like that until the full 21 days has passed. I'll only place painted glassware in the top tray of your dishwasher. Never place it on the bottom, because I can guarantee you you're not going to have all the paint on your item if you do so. It'll melt off. Alright, I'm done with this project right now. I hope you like it and hope you'll give it a try. If you do, I do have my Facebook page linked in underneath my video. Feel free to share that on my page. I'd love to see your work. And again, if you like this, give me a big thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel if you're new here, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever I post something new. And once you finish watching the video, please hit that share button underneath. Share it on your social network with all your friends and family, and that would be greatly appreciated. Alright, I appreciate you stopping by once again, and until the next time, you have a good one.